Hello, beautiful, amazing world, and you individual. Today, the topic I would like to speak about, or I had an inspiration about, is your life as a repetition. Life is a little too precious to be repetitive and boring and, what's it called? Predictable. When you wake up every day, if you are waking up to this presence, to what's happening right now, you are constantly have an influx of different impressions, thoughts, feelings, and will impulses. How much are we awake to this? How much can you awaken to not repeat every day the same thing? Because when you do it that way, you are prone to melancholic moods, because there is boring. It is not life in it. All life has been used up. But if you are consciously introducing new ways, new faculties, and new personality traits, if you can call it that, wake up your personality traits is more the word for it. You will have a new influx of new impulses and inspiration. This is how we grow, this is how we learn. But by consciously grabbing hold of the effort to do so, wanting to be more in life than a repetition, be more in life than a clockwork, than a mechanical process, when you become a spiritual organism that is changing and forming, it is kind of impossible to repeat life. You repeat certain things, rituals every day that is more to prepare yourself for being in this state. That is kind of a repetition, but that's more of a repetition that helps you in this regard. For example, if you wake up every day, taken as an example, I pray every morning and sing a little secret song I have, just to have that little joy feeling. And then I am more receptive, because I have thanked and I have been devoted to and giving the right reverence to the higher realms. And when we do, they open themselves up. They want the respect, more or less. And when you give them the proper stage, they will come and be here around you. They are kind of beautiful beings that way, because they are working as thought beings, as will impulses, as feelings, and also as movement, as form, as fire, as elements, and so on. They are in everything, the whole hierarchy. And based on the density of it, the lower the hierarchy. They're enchanted in a sense. The most sublime of the hierarchies that is visible with their physical form is fire and lightning. In the natural process of this, of course. Heat. I love heat, which is coursing through our life in our blood, making us warmer than our surroundings. It's beautiful. So, not repeating is the topic here. I went on a reverence spree there. But introducing new impulses, introducing ways of seeing life in a new way. New. And by doing so, you will gain new experiences. The more experiences, the more you fill your soul, your ego, your spirit with experiences that you remember. Your memory is so important in this. Strengthening memories every day is substantially important in spiritual work, because everything you absorb, you need to take forth in your consciousness when it's needed. That is why memory is important, and memory can be strengthened, and it can be strengthened to an insane degree, just so you know. When I lay awake in my bed in the evening and look back objectively on my whole day, I have consciously been awake to most things, so I can see a stream of a consciousness the whole day over. I do not drift, I do not fall away in some distraction. It is hard because it requires to be constantly awake, not pedantically awake, but awake in love, awake in reverence, in awe, in amazement. And that brings about growth. Optimism is not something you're given. It is something that is in constant effort to find things that is beautiful in life, to find new ways of being. But at the same time, you are still yourself, your core. You are the same being you were when you were younger, but it has grown and become, and it is filling more of the space you're supposed to fill. Everyone has shoes and a space to fill. How much do you take the calling? How much do you follow the calling? Everyone has a calling. Not many will answer. Life is too beautiful to waste away in repetition. Life is too beautiful to be a habit. Life is not a habit. We are not a habit. We are conscious, forming, changing, shaping beings. And the more we wake up to this, the more we are, the more we have the ability to constantly change, to sit in this constant movement, because nothing stands still. Nothing. And the more we wake up to it and feel it, the more inspiration we get. It requires to use your imagination for a certain while. But when you have strengthened your visualization, your pure thinking, you can use it to any topic. It can form based on the human being I'm with. It can form based on the topic. It can form based on what I'm doing, and so on. It is extremely flexible. And when you strengthen your inner core to prepare yourself to be able to do anything in life, you become a whole human being in a sense. We are not meant to focus on one specific thing for the rest of our lives, like becoming a carpenter and being a carpenter there alone, identifying as a carpenter and nothing outside your life. You are a wife, you are a father, you are a carpenter. Is this a life? No, it's not. It is a carpenter. Label. But he is a human being that has chosen to be a carpenter, that have chosen to repeat. I have nothing against carpenters. They are amazing. We need them. So this was just an example. But if you're a human being, a human thinking, feeling, willing human being, with inner faculty for change, growth, and for picking up new abilities and skills, you will quickly see how versatile we are, how flexible, how individual and at the same time alike we are. Because when you find what's universally human, then the personalities is only traits of that human. It's hard to explain this, but you can find something universally human in everyone. What is individualized and personalized thereafter is up to each and every individual one, and how much we have purified our understanding of the world so that it becomes more in tune with all of mankind. Or if you have boxed yourself in this bubble of don't care anymore, this is not good either, because you are slowly dying away, ebbing away from the world. But if you have enthusiasm for both yourself and the world, you will give the best you can give to the world, because you truly care. You truly want to see everyone succeed. You truly want to see those that have the old life fallen away and are choosing to take the next step to healing and to growth. I am on the sideline, really, really, woo, come on, you can do it. And as I said, every single one have the ability for this. But how much do you take to answer the calling? You're individual. You are a human individual, individualized divine being. And what we choose to do daily, what we feed our soul, what we feed our body, what we feed our social habits, is what we become. So if you are a human, a flexible, changeable, formable human being, you can be anything based on the situation, human being, or action you're about to do. Because you have trained yourself to be ready for anything. To actually search and to find information that fits physical living in combination with spirit, the spiritual. And yeah, I think that was everything for today. It's so funny because sometimes I am that way, other times I am this way, other times I'm that way. Sometimes I'm more playful, sometimes I'm more serious, sometimes I'm more happy, sometimes I'm more somber, but I choose to show every single versions of myself because what I speak about is kind of earthly and cosmic and universal and for all, but how I say it is also important to me. So variation and at the same time showing that I am a very, very versatile human being brings about a certain inspiration to others, just like you inspire others when you find out the strengths you have. Because when you have cultivated the strength long enough, when you have used time, energy, focus, effort, striven for it, for real, it becomes you. It is a temple you build constantly. And that temple is your holy place. And how much have you built the temple, decorated it, made it sturdy, made it strong, so that it can never be completely broken down by any other. We are constantly building a temple that others are taking away rocks from, stones from, trying to thwart the effort. But they can't, because this temple is huge. And we all are part of building this. And the more we help each other in building this, the more strength we gain in numbers individually. And this strength in number individually brings about very, very, very strong impulses for all of mankind. You have no idea how much individual human beings that truly live for the cause makes on the whole of mankind. It is amazing. It is truly amazing. Yeah, I think that was everything. Thank you all. Thank you for listening to me. May the divine guide you so you can find what you're looking for and you find your strengths and be able to live life in a true and whole and wholesome manner. Not on a repetition, not on a bore, but on an excited amazement. Love you all. Thank you. Goodbye.